Yes, sir, we can start.
Alright, let's do it.
So, bro, I think first of all, I'll just jump in with like a question that I've kind of prepared. But I was also wondering, and we also talked about it just recently. Like, you've lived in many different places, like Ghana, Hawaii. What do you think are the, and even Kalamazoo, Seattle. So, what do you think are the pros of each of these places and cons? And do you think, like, there's such a thing as best of both worlds, like, you know, where you can get, you know, like both the pros of all these places without the cons?
Yeah, I'm gonna like answer your question like in the opposite. I'm gonna start with the latter question, but I say Seattle for me is the best of both worlds because like I have the city vibe that I did have in Ghana because I lived in Accra, which is like, you know, the most populated city in Ghana, and then the nature vibe of like Hawaii because like, you know, it's the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, so it's like, man, like I'm 25 minutes away from downtown Seattle and like 30 minutes away from the mountains where I can snowboard. So it's like of the best of both worlds, as well as like Seattle has the Puget Sound, which is like a bunch of
the what?
Like, the Puget Sound is like a bunch of different estuaries, which are just like water bodies that connect and stuff. And so, because I would attract like obviously the pros of Hawaii are like the nature. I mean that's like you know like unquestionable, right? But yeah, so pros of living in Ghana was, you know, the city vibe. It's quick, you know. It teaches you a lot as well. Just being, I'm sure we'll get into this like, you know, further on into the podcast, but just like being in close proximity to like, you know, actual like poverty, it definitely opens your eyes to, you know, like a lot of things.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd say, I mean, the best of both worlds probably does exist. My best of both worlds is Seattle. For whatever reason, I just feel like Seattle kind of ties together all the things I love in, you know, the place I live, the places that I have lived, and like it does a very good job of like, you know, putting all those things together, if that makes sense.
So like, what would you say there? Like, there's a bit of nature, like close and accessible.
Like, for me, like a big pro of anywhere, you know, I'm living is like proximity to nature, which is why I love Nairobi. When I traveled, you know, when I studied abroad, it was like Nairobi, I think, is the only city in the world. It was the only capital city in the world with a national park in the middle of it. Like, they got lions in Nairobi, believe it or not, right? But it's like, I mean, obviously it's not close to like, you know, community type areas, but I mean, it is like, there is still a national park with lions and elephants and rhinos, you know, in the city. So like, I love that. Seattle, like I said, bro, like beautiful, man. Like if you ever get the chance, definitely come visit, bro. Like I'll show you.
I should.
I mean, bro, honestly, like, bro, you're from Nepal, so like, what am I even talking about? Like, you know beauty, bro. Like, you know, like, you know nature, bro. Like,
I guess,
know, so.
but it's different. I think all places have like a different type, you know, because I think Seattle has something that at least the things I've not seen from Seattle would be more like oceans, or like, you know, I think the Bay Area. Would you say they have a bay and stuff, right? Because they're next to the ocean.
I mean, yeah, like I honestly don't know what the actual definition of a bay is. I know like the Bay Area in Cali is, you know, some sort of like water body, I think. So like Seattle, so the Puget Sound is like literally just like, I don't know how to explain it to you without showing it to you, but like maybe after this interview I'll show you a little map. But it's like all the main like land places, right? Like all the like Seattle or like Bellevue or like all the main towns are kind of like surrounded by water, if that makes sense. And it's like the water kind of just like goes through the city. Like it's not a lake or a river. It's like an estuary. I don't know what the difference is, but like, bro, it's just like, it just makes the city a different vibe. Like, bro, you got like, you know, bridges connecting you everywhere. Like you're just always on a bridge, bro. It's just like, it's just beautiful, man. Like it's a different like vibe. And like, bro, like you drive in Kalamazoo, like you could be driving for like hours, like you're not gonna see a single lick of water, you know. So.
Yeah, you know, I think water is important, but I didn't know Seattle was like that, because I have the idea that okay, maybe in their like coast they have like a, you know, but I didn't know throughout the city.
I mean, fair enough. The coast is very far, like in terms of like the Pacific Ocean. Like
it's far from Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's at least 3-hour drive. But like Seattle is like.
I thought they were next to the coast.
Yeah, so no, that's not the case. So like, so just estuary. So it's like, because I don't know what an estuary is. I know it's not like a lake or a river, but that's what you know it's called, an estuary. So.
Yeah, I just thought that, like if the production for this podcast gets high, there'd be a person sitting somewhere there and be like, pull up what a estuary
right, exactly. That'd be tough.
Maybe in that TV, I'd be like, pull it
bro,
up.
one day, bro. Like I could definitely see it happening. You know, like you're a very capable dude, bro. Like I've always said that. Like,
but yeah, bro, because I saw one of those like, you know, Vice videos or like
Vice,
something about like, dude, that almost sold me on Seattle, because it was like they took us out like eating and like different the fish and the different things.
Yeah.
It seemed a very cool city.
Dude, it's beautiful. It's a great city. And I feel like the influx of like different cultures, especially Asian cultures.
Oh, that's what I heard, right?
Yeah, because man, like I love food. And like my dad and my mom are two amazing chefs.
Mm-hmm.
My dad has worked in hospitality like all his life, so like, you know, he's just been surrounded by chefs, and like that's like been reflected in the in how he cooks for his family.
Yeah.
So like I've always been around good food, and like I feel like the Asian community. Obviously, I'm African, so like that's like top one on my best cuisine list. But like, dude, Asian straight number 2, if not like tied for number 1, bro. Like Asian cuisine is crazy. It's very diverse, and like, bro, that's just. Bro, like, we got some shit in Seattle that I can't even spell type shit, you know? It's like, just like wild names, like Szechuan something. I'm like, wow. Like, so, I mean, not even Szechuan, like, I can spell that, but it's like this other shit that I don't even know.
Bro, but Szechuan's like confusing. It's like, it has a Z, I don't know.
I know, yeah.
It's like, I
probably couldn't spell it. I just mean, like, it's like a recognizable thing compared to some of the other foods, like, you know?
Yeah.
Is this picking up? I hope it is, because, like, the audio clips are looking very, very small, very slim, though.
Oh, that's a good question.
I just want to make sure that...
Let me make it louder.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think that's better.
I bet that.
Worst case, you know, some people will be wondering, like, why was it silent at
right.
first?
It's like, yeah, man, we were just whispering.
But I think
discrete mathematics.
Yeah. But so you don't have to take discrete math, man.
No, I think if I want, no, I don't.
No, because I think you're just econ, right?
Are you qualitative econ or whatever?
No,
quantitative?
No, I'm just computer and business.
Okay, got you. Double major.
So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think if you're a qualitative, I don't know if it's qualitative or quantitative econ. I'm pretty sure it should be quantitative, but I think the quantitative econ degree requires you to take like an additional math. You know, class. I don't know if that's discrete math, but like I think discrete math is for comp sci, though. Right?
Discrete math is for comp sci. That, but when I asked about like different pros and cons, I meant also like cultural, but I think I just realized that. Just because in the US it doesn't mean like we don't have the culture from like different places. So maybe Seattle could have like all the pros, you know, because it could have the food from different people and the culture of different people.
For sure.
Because I was thinking maybe US would be, the cons would be like not having some cultural aspects.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people say that, and like I don't really know like what that like means, right? When people say like people in America don't have culture, like I mean.
No, I feel there is culture, but I think some culture is. I prefer back home. Like for example, like respecting your elders, or like you know maybe being closer to your neighbors or something. I prefer that from back home.
I agree.
So.
I mean, this is like to me, it's like bro, like America is also like the center of like like the capitalistic world, right? So I feel like a lot of that is gonna be like reflected in like how the people like treat and live amongst themselves type shit. So it's like I think that's why like American culture is so different, even like compared to like European culture, right? It's like bro, like. Individualism out here, like you said, like bro, it's crazy, you know, like I don't know. So like I do agree, like I definitely prefer the culture like back home in terms of respecting your elders and all that shit. But like that, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
But wow, like Seattle, I think that's one of the few places because I've not stayed in many places for a long time in the U.S. apart from I think Kalamazoo. So even my idea of maybe America is different.
Yeah.
Which I realized like yours was also completely different because you initially came from like a big city, right?
Exactly.
So I think.
Exactly. And I mean, like I said, like you know, on the walk here, I mean, like. I'm losing my train of thought here, bro.
That's fine.
My bad.
No, bro.
Like I said, on the way here, what were we talking about? What did you just ask me, bro? I'm sorry.
About Seattle culture, different places.
Thank you. Seattle culture, different places. Yeah, exactly. Like on the way back here, like we were talking about how essentially like, or I don't know if you remember, but I was talking about how like cultures like my experience in Kalamazoo, although like wasn't like what I guess chose for myself, it opened my eyes to the fact that like America isn't a monolith in terms of culture, right? It's like bro, like culture in Kalamazoo, in my opinion, is very different from culture in Seattle. Even just like the way that people like Midwestern hospitality and stuff, it's like that doesn't exist in Seattle. Like it's like things are just very different in ways that I can't even like articulate. Yeah. So it's like it's like America, like it's not just the same thing. American culture is not just one thing, right? It's like
I think that I realized. Yeah. But I think when I come from like a completely different place, the change feels less. for me, it's like when I go to different places.
I see what you mean. Exactly.
I see like the same design for like Walmart and the same design for Myers, and I'm like.
It's the same.
Feels kind of repeated.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But I think from my perspective, it makes sense because if you come from like
definitely
a completely cold place, even a like reasonably like warm place would feel like super hot or something.
I see what you mean exactly. That's a good analogy. I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Let me see what else I've
prepared.
What about music, bro? Somewhat switching the topic, but you were telling me even earlier that like maybe different places would help you be more creative. Like if you came back from Chicago, like a weekend from Chicago, your beats would be more fire.
Exactly.
Like why do you think that is? Do you think like people's vibe just rubs off on us?
Yeah, I don't know how many people are gonna be tuning into this podcast, but I mean, like, I will start by saying, like, I make music. I don't identify like as a musician as much as I should, but like, I mean, that's like what I'd like to do, in like a perfect world, right? So it's like I'm a musician, so we're talking about like how like one's like area or like place of living like reflects in like their art, and I just feel like every time like when I find myself in a different place, or like a better place, or just like when I find myself in a more like busy place where there's more like there's more spontaneity like going on, like outside of my door, I feel like that reflects in my art. Like when I'm back home in Seattle and I just have all my high school friends trying to do shit, or like I'm just out and about all the time, I have my car, I'm here, I'm doing all these things. I feel like that kind of reflects in my art. But like in Kalamazoo, unfortunately, I don't have a car. I have a skateboard. That's how I get from point A to point B. So it's like I'm being more spontaneous, less. It's like I could my days are more like just like the same, like they're more like I can, what's the word I'm looking for, I'm short circuiting here, but like my days are more like in my control. Like I know what I'm gonna do on any given day, right?
In Kalamazoo.
Yeah, exactly, right. Or at least more so than anywhere else I've lived. So it's like it's like I feel like as a creative, at least in my opinion, like it requires a level of like just like spontaneity and just like like different shit going on to where it's like you're able, like you just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's
I think that's true, because sometimes like at least our days I think are very monotonous, or can be, especially I think towards the end of college, because you're like, okay, you get up, you do this, you apply, you do that.
Exactly.
And especially maybe in a smaller city too, it's a limited things,
Yeah.
Take the same path always.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get into making music, bro?
It was actually my friend in high school. I think it was my senior or junior year of high school. His name was Tyler. His artist name is Chill Turbo, but he got into making beats, and it just looked cool. And like like we'd hang out and like he'd come over and make beats, and I'd be like, yo, like what's that? What's this? And I think my curiosity led to him just being like, yo, like let's just cook up. And thankfully, Tyler, if you're watching this, bro, like like Tyler's a great guy, and he was very like willing to like share the knowledge. Like he wasn't gatekeeping any of it, and like he'd just teach me. So like in addition to him teaching me as well, I think what made him continue teaching me was just my ability to like get after it like on my own, right? Because like when he wasn't there, like I'd still be watching YouTube videos and stuff. So I'll come back and like we'll do some shit, and he's like, oh shit, I didn't even know that. And it's like we're both learning at the same time, and so I eventually just downloaded FL Studios because I was super interested in it.
Downloaded what?
So Fruity Loops is a DAW. So a DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation, and it's essentially just the application where like you're creating music, right? So like that's a platform that he taught me on. That's the platform that I went on to buy later on.
Fruity Loops?
Fruity Loops, yeah, sounds fruity, but FL Studios.
Oh, okay. No, because for a second I was like, isn't that a cereal?
Yeah, right, exactly, Fruity Loops, yeah. So
yeah.
I think it stands for Fruity Loops. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But,
so if like a person wanted to make, would you say like what, electronic music, or how would you define it?
Yeah, I mean, you mean what I make, or?
Yeah.
So I started out with hip hop, particularly. Okay. I started out with like Michigan, or you could say Detroit beats, which is funny because this was like before I knew I'd be in Michigan for school, right? But like Michigan at the time, like with artists like Rio, Young OG, YNJ, Louis Ray, all these guys from Flint in particular, were making this type of like this like style of like fast paced, almost like West Coast beat that like was just taking over like America. You know, it was just like bro coast to coast. So like this like obviously hit Seattle, and like all the artists around, you know, Tyler, which is, you know, at the time was like one of my best friends. All the artists around Tyler were, you know, like wanting those beats, and as a producer, he was more so focused on like giving beats to artists as opposed to like releasing music as the artist.
No.
So like, you know, like we're collaborating with artists. So like essentially what we're making is kind of for what the artists want. So like they're wanting Michigan beats, so we make that. And like not like I think also just with me being in other places, I've been able to like appreciate different types of music, because I've always, you know, loved African music, which was the second genre of music I made. Like I'm a piano and Afrobeats, right? And then I think being in Nairobi, and like I had known about house music, but I wasn't really into it, and like I didn't really know enough about the subgenres, like, you know, tech house and minimal house, all that. So like that's what you could call electronic music, is like, you know, house music, and then, you know, I'm a piano a little bit, but that was kind of, that's what I'm into now. But I have to acknowledge, like I did start out with like Michigan, Detroit, you know, Detroit beats.
So you were initially into like more hip hop, but now it's more.
Yeah, but now it's more. I mean, I've always been into different types of music, but I think I was more into like producing at the time, more hip hop for sure at the time. Like, you know, back then, like I was producing. I wasn't producing house. I was producing anything else but hip hop. But like now, like I mainly do electronic music, like, you know, house, tech house. I'm a piano, a little bit of Afrobeats, and I barely do hip hop. That's something that, you know, cause like, you know, I feel like hip hop is like, at this stage, like who's really listening to hip hop beats on their own? Like, you know, I feel like hip hop beats, like you need to be like, there needs to be an artist, right? Like on your beat for it to, you know, be good, right? Whereas like for house music and other like genres like that, like people listen to just the beats. So it's like I can be the artist as opposed to just giving my music to like someone else to then use as their art, you know. It's like, if that makes sense.
So you'd like to be, like make songs with just beats, right?
Yeah, like I'd like to be an artist, because I think that's what like music production is, and I feel like unfortunately like in the world that we live in, like, you know, like people don't appreciate and like respect that, you know, like how many like, bro, think of like every song that Drake has made, right? All the platinum hits that he's made. Like if I asked you to name some Drake songs that like are certified platinum records, you could probably name like 15 off the bat, right? And if I asked you to name 2 producers that have produced a platinum record for Drake, you couldn't. And I think that's an issue, because it's like every song that Drake has made, there's been a producer and there's been him. And like in the absence of like the producer, that song wouldn't be you know what it was. And I feel like people don't know and appreciate that. They think like, you know, so I don't know. So I think I just want to have more control of like my music, and just I want to be the artist, not just, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I never thought of it, but I was watching like the Kanye documentary, you know.
Yeah.
And initially,
it's a great documentary, yeah.
He was like a producer, right? So I didn't get it, but now that you explain it, it kind of makes sense, because most of the time he was trying to get other people to use his beats, but he also wanted to be his own artist.
Exactly.
So that makes sense. Yeah. So it's probably that, you know, artists or like the popular artists now have more like, you know, control, or like they have more power in this kind of relationship. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely more power, as well as the fact that like, I mean, more money. That's the most important thing. You know, like more money, because more money. So
like you've been playing in some parties. How's that been going?
That's been going smoothly. I mean, you know, it's just like, you know, it comes with cars, like, you know our school. I mean, I'm sure most of the viewers go to K, but it's like, man, like, it's been okay. You know, like it's as good as it can be. You know, it's like Kalamazoo cause. I can't really, you know, blow the roof.
But bro, it's cool. Like I love that you're into music, you're making beats, and you're actually like going to the places, the parties.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm doing that here. I mean, I'm actually like, I'm going to Ghana in like 2 weeks. I'm going home next week, and I'm gonna be in Ghana for like a good chunk of the break. But like, I'm gonna, you know, hopefully play some shows out there, you know, I mean, not shows, like venues, like clubs and stuff out there, you know, get some more experience, like, on the ground and stuff. So I'm excited for that. And I feel like, to be quite honest, like, my time DJing at K has definitely given me, like, some foundational level of experience. In terms of just, like, playing music in front of a crowd. Like, you know, like, I mean, it's not, like, you know, it's not easy. Right? You know, let's not. You know, doing anything in front of a crowd is not easy. You know, to be fair. You know, at least for me, maybe. You know, but like, you know, so. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. So, like, do you notice like certain beats are like more popular with people, or how does it work? Or that, and like how do you learn? Like, do you learn like new beats? Do you look up, like, listen to new stuff and be like, maybe I can make something similar, or is it just like?
You mean as a DJ or as a producer?
Oh.
Cause I guess I could talk to both, because like they both kind of like, at least for me, they both kind of like, you know, like serve a purpose for, like, you know what I'm saying? They both go hand in hand, if that makes sense for me. Like.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So producer means like you just like are making like one song at a time, kind of.
Yeah, producer's like you're making. It's essentially you're making a beat, like you're making music.
It's like you're sitting down on a desk. Yeah, exactly. But DJing is like in front of a crowd.
Yeah, DJing is like in front of a crowd, but also DJing isn't like, you're not like, as a DJ you're not making any music live.
No.
You know, like there's a niche, you know, subgroup of, you know, DJs like John Summit and like, you know, I don't know who else that like literally make music live.
Mm-hmm.
But like, nah, like I'm not up to that. Like I can't, to me that sounds wild, right? But like a DJ, you're blending songs into each other. So it's like, it's essentially, you're just transitioning from song to song. You're just a curator of vibes. All you're doing is like, yo, like what's gonna make this venue just like vibe right now, you know? And it's like, like you said, as a producer, you're just sitting behind a computer, you know, making music, and it could be like a 3-minute song, but that could have taken you like 5 hours. Like,
yeah,
you know? So
I
like,
bet, bro.
Yeah, it's bro. Yeah. Cause it's like, when it's hard to know like when a beat is good enough. It's like, when am I done? It's like, bro, cause you can keep adding shit, you can keep changing shit. It's like, when, like, you know, it's like, it's hard to know.
Yeah, I think it's a balance, because maybe something similar that I can relate to is at least editing. Like, so when I edit this, it's like, when is too much editing? Right, when is like, so I think with everything, even making websites, I'm like, I could always add more.
Yeah.
But you're like, so there's like this like balance in everything, whereas like, you don't want too much, but you don't want too less.
But that's dope though, bro. Like I forgot that, dude. Every time you say CS, it just flies over my head. I forget that like you actually make websites. Or like, so like what exactly? What's your end goal with CS? Like, what are you trying to do with CS? Like trying to make websites. Or like, what's the vibe?
CS, I think is very, very cool for me, because I think it's something that allows any product that you make, product, service, business that you make, or anything that you make, to be more accessible to the masses.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, if I write this one thing here, CS can make it so that I can share it with more people in a platform of my choosing. So I can have my own website. So I think it's just that end goal. I feel CS should not be for CS's sake. You know, it's like I run to get fast. I run not because like I enjoy running, of course, but for me that's not the end goal. The end goal is, you know, let's say to be better at soccer.
Yeah.
Let's say. So it's kind of like that, where for me CS is not the end goal. It's just a thing that helps me achieve it.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it, because I feel CS can help out many people. Like even like DJ, let's say you want to have your own DJ website, you know, where like people can like hit you up for like, you know, anything. For like, they can buy beats from you, they can listen to your beats there, or they can make appointments with you. So I think anyone can be helped by CS.
But I mean, dude, like, no doubt, like when you mentioned DJs, like 2 people came to my mind. I know like this wonderful black woman from Grand Rapids. Her name's Trey Wallace. She was a DJ who like was like an EDM DJ, like toured with several people and stuff, and she was also at the same time she was a coder.
Yeah.
She she was a CS person, and like now she owns a startup called Opener.
Whoa. And
essentially like it's this platform that aims to connect venues with like artists. So like now like it's like essentially a social media where like venues can find new artists. It's supposed to make it easier for emerging artists to like get you know, opportunities and whatnot. So like, I mean, yeah, bro, like I see how it can make a DJ's life better for sure.
Yeah, that's why I enjoy CS. I feel because at least in the future we want to be at least like know how things are working, and I think since more things are being more like, you know, to do with CS, like AI or like, you know, or like online or like facial recognition. So I'd like to at least be aware.
Yeah, definitely.
Of like how things work. So I enjoy that part of CS.
That's smart, man, because like I would love to be aware, but anytime I watch like any sort of video that like, explains AI, like I'm always just like, yo, like
Yeah.
I'm always like, yeah, like I don't know what to do, bro. It's just too, you know, so.
Bro, yeah, with that, I don't think it's you. I think it's like the videos. I feel certain videos are better and more effective, you know.
Got you.
So like how AIs work, how they.
You know what I'm saying? But like at the end of the day, like you studying CS gives you like a solid foundation, and like in terms of like you like being able to like digest like what you know is on your screen, right? It's like for me, like, I don't know shit about CS.
Yeah.
You start talking about C+ and Python and all that, like I don't know, bro. Like you know, like you know, but yeah.
Bro, for me it was the same because in high school I didn't study any CS because some of my friends study like computer.
Okay, but you had the option to do that in high school.
Yeah.
Got you, word.
For at least our like junior and senior years, because we did like A levels. I don't know. I think you know that. It's like a British thing. Yeah. So I didn't do any CS. I would have to do that. But I think CS is something like most like I think anyone can pick up. And I think it's one of those things where it's like when people say something like, "Oh, machine learning," you're like, what is this? Or like, you know, quantum computing. But at the end of the day, it's just something some other dude thought of, you know. It's like
nah, bro, you're right. I feel like a lot of things are jarring until you actually learn them. But like I will say this.
So like imagine me, I'm thinking you go to a computer, make some beats, and you're like, it actually sounds good, but you do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I think with enough practice, I think people can do it.
No, you're right. That makes sense. I was gonna say something, but maybe it'll come back later.
But yeah, but that see, it's like. Because I couldn't go in front of a crowd and play like, you know, a beat and be like, whoa. Like my own beat, I'd be super nervous. And,
I mean, man, exactly. But you know, that's all things that, like you said, bro, you could learn. You know, you could learn how to do with enough practice. You know. Yeah. So yeah, man.
You even know the different like genres, bro. Like I didn't realize because even like you said there was like somehow something else. Something.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, honestly speaking, there's a lot of like subgenres for like most genres, and I feel like. To the average listener, they probably don't even know the difference. It just sounds good. It doesn't. So it's like, I mean, that's fine. But like for me, like I mean, I do, since like I produce and stuff, like I do have to like acknowledge, you know, like the minor differences, you know, because like that's it, you know.
Have you thought about like pushing your stuff online, like on YouTube and stuff?
Yeah. So I mean, currently I've released zero individual or zero original IDs. So an original ID is essentially just like a song that like. You made with nothing else incorporated because like as a DJ when most people who are DJ / producers usually don't produce original IDs, they produce songs with like a familiar acapella on it. So like so I've released a song. I released a G6 remix with my boy Vincent.
Whoa.
And that's like the only song I've released currently. So I feel like if you don't have like a reputation or like a fan base, it's very hard to push original IDs because it's like people aren't just gonna want to listen to your beats right out the gate, right? And if people are, it's not gonna be like any amount of people that's gonna bring, you know, like any sort of financial incentive, right? So it's like, but yeah, like it just.
Yeah, it's like very challenging to make it.
It's exactly super challenging, but it's like with non-original IDs, with like, you know, making remixes type shit like that like allows me to you know market my music to listeners who enjoy, let's say, like that particular artist, like people that liked a G6 original song, or you know. They're gonna be curious to listen to my song as opposed to listening to my beat without, you know, that acapella on it. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's
Yeah, bro. I think that's the challenge because I think even with like people who like sing or like singers, because there are some singers who just do covers, you know, where like if it's a popular song, it's like people will listen to it.
Well, is that true? Like there's some singers that only do covers.
Yeah, or like at least on YouTube, you know, like they're not like. They still get like millions of views, but they just do covers.
No, you're right. Facts.
So I guess it's challenging, man, because I see them and then when they do their own songs, it's like it doesn't do as well. So it's like really tough, I think.
Exactly, it's tough, but like for me, I love my original IDs. I just feel like in the DJ. Let me like go back and explain something, right? Because this like I missed this, but like what helps me as a producer and being a DJ is the fact that like I have access to a crowd whenever I want, right? So it's like if I have a beat that I made or a non-original ID that I made, I could play it in front of a crowd and see what they think, right? And I could get that opinion. I could see like, oh, like what was the crowd moving, like were they active or like, right? So whereas like if I was just a DJ, I think if I was just a producer, like I wouldn't have that, right? Like it would just be kind of me, like, okay, this sounds good, this is good enough. Whereas like, you know, I could play my music, be like, oh, like I don't think the hi-hat was hitting enough, maybe like that. You know what I'm saying? I could be more critical and more like I could, you know. So I'd say that's what you know, that's what helps me as a producer, because that's what I am first, like producer slash DJ, not the other way around. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really. Huh?
Sorry, what was your question, bro?
No, even I forgot, bro. But because it just got me thinking that I think it's like whenever I am making like a new thing, like a project, I realize it's always better, and I think it's similar to what you said, where it's always better if we finish like products actually fast and get like the response from the like user or like the consumer.
Yeah.
Because I think like if I'm making like a video, I realize it's way better if I make like 10 very short videos and I show it to people, and each time I change the video up rather than make like one very long video.
Yeah.
Because I realized.
No, exactly.
Because we most of the time don't know what's like, you know, gonna be popular, people are gonna like.
Exactly.
And it's only like the response. Let me change the topic. Because I remember talking to you about your brother, and I thought you guys had a really good relationship.
Yeah.
And you really, like, he seems to be doing interesting things. So could you tell me more about your brother, maybe?
Yeah,
and
so
your relationship?
For sure, like, bro, like my brother, he's older than me by 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a great guy, bro. And honestly speaking, like, I know like a lot of people say this about their siblings, but like I truly believe like he is like one of the smartest people I know. You know, and just like how sharp his mind is at the age he is, and just how resilient he is like as a person. It's just, bro, it's like, it's truly unhuman. And like I really look up to him, like I commend him a lot. And yeah, like, man, like me and my brother talk for like we've spoken for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Wow.
Like it's like that's not like a rare thing. Like we just hop on Zoom because like he's, for most of my life he's lived, you know, elsewhere, so we haven't been able to kind of connect as much as connect as much as, you know, we both would have liked to. But like, you know, we don't waste time. You know, we hop on Zoom and we talk for like hours, man. It's great. You know, and just bro, doing that like just like allows me to just learn too, because like he's such a knowledgeable person. And like, bro, I hop on Zoom for like 8 hours with him, and it's like I leave with just like 50 hours worth of knowledge, you know, and just like things that I can like, you know, in turn like learn on my own, like, you know, concepts that I can, you know, like learn and, you know, improve my life. He's like a very philosophical, just genuine, down to earth, like smart, humble dude, bro, and just like funny as well. Like he's a great fucking guy. I could talk about him like this entire fucking podcast, you know. Much better of a guy than me, bro. I tell you that, man. He's bro. I'm like just trust me, cause like just trust me, bro. He's
what if
that boy's superhuman.
So
you know?
if according to you he's like what, better or something?
Yeah.
But if you ask him and he says he's not, then what do you think?
I mean, like I said, in all the traits I mentioned, I said he's humble, right? He's not gonna admit to being, you know, some
bro, but
he is.
That's what I used to think. It's like they don't admit it, right? But I think
they don't know. It knows it. Exactly. It's like
the real humble people. They actually
don't know that. Exactly. No, exactly.
No, not don't know that. I think they don't believe that they are better.
Exactly.
And I think that's correct. Because for a long time I used to be like, okay, people who are humble are just like, you know, they're being nice and.
But it's not even just people who are humble. The thing is, like, there's people who like are not humble, that are like, I'm the best, that like don't even believe that. It's like, you know, like, bro, like that happened. Like that's like a big thing. That, you know, I don't know, but like for creatives especially, it's like, are my beats good? You know, it's like it's like, you know, like people are like, oh, your music's, I'm like, is it? Like, you know, so it's like that, or like acting, it's like, was that a good scene? Like, I don't know, you know, so it's like, bro, it's everywhere. But, but no, my brother's a great guy. He's a phenomenal human.
So how was it growing up with someone who's like 13 years, bro? So
13. I mean, like in the beginning, bro, like he like, you know, and like. He'll admit to this, like, this isn't, you know, no sad story type shit, but, you know, like, we weren't that close, you know, I was just, like, a little, you know, rat running around the house and, like, bugging him and shit, like, you know, he's a teenager when I'm, like, in diapers, you know, he's trying to talk to girls, I'm trying to, like, you know, like, throw rocks in his face, so, like, he's not necessarily trying to, you know, but, and, you know, living in Ghana for a good chunk of my life with him, because he was, like, my main, like, I'd say, like, father figure, although he was, like, 13 years older than me. When I became, like, you know, sentient, at like 5, 6 years old, right? It's like he was what, like he was like 19 or something like that, right? So like he was like a strict older brother in the beginning, which I think was very good, because like it not only like reflected like like the age difference, but also just like his character, like he, like that's just who he was. He just wanted better, better for his little bro, so yeah. So it was just like, it wasn't like the best brotherly relationship in the beginning, but I think when I turned like 13 or 14, that's when he started to cozy up. He's like, all right, now you like a man, we can actually talk about shit. And I started being open with him and just talking to him about everything, and we never looked back,
Wow.
and like he's like my go-to guy, bro. Like if there's anything up in my life, there's anything, if anything's the matter, I talk to him.
Yeah, I think most of us are really lucky if we have someone like that,
Exactly.
Because for me, I had like a few friends who I really could look up to. So maybe it was not siblings, because I didn't have any siblings, but it's more like some friends who really have their like shit together.
Exactly, but the thing is, bro, like honestly speaking though, like everyone has that type of person in their life, and it's like if I didn't have my brother, like I would have to, like there's a lot of people in my life like that though, like my cousin Hafiz, there's a lot of people in my life like that, but it's like I feel like a lot of times we allow this, like, oh, he's not my blood brother, like we allow those like little things to kind of be, but it's like, yo, like you could still have that level of affection for someone who's not even like in your family, like like,
I think that's very true.
like because
but I think not all people like have that initially.
No, exactly. No, you're right. Exactly, for sure.
So I think it's something challenging, where I think it also depends on luck. So I think some of us are more lucky in that sense.
Facts.
Because I think if we like just grew up without like a certain like figure, and our life was challenging from the get go, I think it'd be very difficult for us later to like meet that person and like then have like a good bond.
I see what you mean, exactly.
Because then we'd like our thinking would be different.
Exactly.
We'd be like more like
And I say this, I mean, it takes concession making on both sides, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like me and my brother are very different. Like we're very different people, and like, but like that doesn't stop us from engaging authentically, because it's like I love him and he loves me. So it's like I think going back to your point, then you're right. Like it is easier when it's family, because it's like I love him and he loves me. So even if I say some dumb shit that like he's like, yo, that's my brother. Worst comes to worst, I could change him. Yeah, I'm saying, like he has incentive to like tag along. Whereas like someone else might not. They might be like, oh, he's a Trump supporter. Fuck that dude. Not that I'm a Trump supporter, but So, So,
Bro, what about fights? Do you have fights with your brother?
Honestly, not really, bro. Cause like I said, the age gap, bro. Like, and he wouldn't have like gone easy on me, type shit. So like he's not the guy to like. If I try to like, if I'm like 8 years old, like he just, what I'm saying. So like the age gap just wasn't conducive with like fighting, and like I knew that. Like I never pushed the limits, like, cause like I said, also like in the beginning, I had kind of like a father type relationship with this guy. It was like I was like, yo, this is like my male. It was like I wanted to be like him. So I never tried to challenge that. Like I was beta male for sure. I wasn't no alpha when he was around. I was like,
but how could you be like? There's
no. I mean exactly. But I mean like like back in school, like I was big dog. Back in elementary school, I was big dog. Like what I'm saying, definitely. But like with my big brother, I was like, nah.
Bro, I always felt that's true. Like whenever we have like a strong figure in who's like way older or like something like that. At least among our peers, I feel we're like there's more of that.
Yeah, it's like a different face right now. Definitely facts. You're right. You're right.
Wow, because I never noticed that. But thinking of like the different friends and the different things I saw.
That was probably why I was so hard headed. Like with my friends.
I you said I was big dog in elementary school.
Yeah, literally. Also, I was like the fastest, which was like, bro, like
in elementary
being
school,
being fast is like, yo, that's currency right there, bro. Like,
bro, if you were the fastest, you were like the top.
Dude, top.
I don't know why.
Yeah, bro.
And I like that. That's the same for like everywhere,
Yeah, bro.
Because even in Nepal, it was like.
Yeah, I think it's just like bro, like in these like foundationary levels of our lives, like like I feel like the most like natural things come out. It's like running is. Or I guess the most instinctual things come out, right? It's like
even
running
is
exactly. They're just so like.
I never thought of that.
Right, they're just so like just. I don't know, just
like human nature.
Yeah, type shit, right?
So because I even now I remember I was like the third fastest kid. That's where
really?
I remember.
Type shit. The ranking, type shit.
Yeah, like it's like in my head it was not as a ranking, but it was just like Okay.
Yeah, like a subconscious.
There are 2 guys who are
Exactly,
like fast.
exactly. And the fact that because like, could you remember that in high school? Probably not, right?
Yeah, no,
exactly.
not at all.
So it's
like I only remember it like in preschool.
Exactly. That was universal, bro. Like yeah, so.
There were 2 guys faster than me in my grade, but the seniors you don't even mess with them because they're way faster.
Of course, yeah. It's just in your class. It's just like like the grade, everything else that shit don't matter, bro. It's like.
Yeah, that was so interesting. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. Where, wow, so many things are similar.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, but what about now? So you guys don't even fight now?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like we don't fight, bro. Like I still like have a deep level of respect for my brother, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like so it's like I don't like like when he tells me something like I listen type shit. You know, it's like because like usually because bro like like I said he's the smartest guy I know. So like if he proposes a course of action, it's like I'm gonna think about it and I'm gonna realize that it's a good idea and I'm gonna be like yeah let me do this shit because it's like like he's just that guy. So I think. Yeah, no, like we don't fight,
Yeah, because I feel there are different types of relationships. Because I have like a few friends where I never fight with them.
Yeah, right.
Like maybe we might do different things, but like we don't even like
exactly
fight. But I know some other people who like with their friends or even with their loved ones, there's more like a fighting thing. So you fight and you like make up.
Make up exactly.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And I think if we did fight, I mean, like we definitely make up. But I mean, like for me, it's like there really is no reason to, and I think we both realize that. Like we're both like very docile people. Like, it's like we both realize that like confrontation can be resolved through just like discourse. We could just talk about it as opposed to like feeling a certain type of way. Like, bro, we could talk for 8 hours. Like I feel like a lot of people maybe just aren't willing to give that amount of time towards like resolving a situation, but like. If we can talk for 8 hours about some random ass shit, like we could talk for 8 hours about like our relationship, and like that's happened before. So it's like, there's really rarely, chances for us to butt heads in any sort of, way that could materialize negatively, for our relationship. Like
yeah. You said he's in Dubai.
He lives in Dubai currently. He's lived there since I think I was in high school. So he's lived there for a while.
So. Your family you were born in the States?
Yeah, so I was born in New York, moved to Hawaii, moved to Seattle, moved to Ghana, moved back to Seattle.
Oh, so you were born in the States where?
I was born in New York.
In New York?
I don't remember that though. So I don't like, if anyone knows me, like they probably don't even know that I was born in New York. Because like I can't, identify as a New Yorker as much as I'd love to be able to.
But like the city or?
Yeah, the city. Like I was born in the Bronx, but like, I don't remember any of that shit, bro. I was like,
so you were born in the Bronx, then you moved to Hawaii?
Hawaii, indeed.
Dang.
Moved to Hawaii, and
then to Seattle.
And then to Seattle.
And then from Seattle to Ghana?
To Ghana, and then back to Seattle.
Wow, and what a journey.
In between all of those, like I was still, back in Ghana, and and like I was still back in Ghana or in the States. Like I was in between all those times where like I was living permanently in like one given place. Like I was still like going back and forth.
Okay.
So it's like I was always kind of in between worlds.
But you can remember from like Hawaii, you said, right?
Hawaii, exactly. So Hawaii is the earliest my memory goes, unfortunately. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine because.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. Like like I have some great foundational memories.
Yeah.
I got pictures. Everything else is in pictures. It's cool to be able to be like to see them at least.
Yeah, have you been back to Hawaii?
I have. I was in Hawaii.
Cause bro, that's like one place I'd really like to go. Cause
you should. Yeah, no, I mean, bro, like you're from Nepal, so I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat that. But like,
Oh, bro, but it's so different. Like, cause the oceans, like for me, ocean is what is like new to me. Cause we don't have any oceans.
Lakes?
We have lakes, but it's like lakes are like very small.
Fair. Okay, gotcha.
Our lakes are like. They're not like the Great Lakes or nothing.
So. Of course, yeah. I mean, the Great Lakes are unique. Even the estuaries back home, like the Puget Sound, is nothing like the Great Lakes.
Because even our rivers are like thinner and like faster because they come from the mountains.
Yeah.
But here they're like wide and like slow.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So and Hawaii, bro, it's like whoa.
No, Hawaii
maybe like
beautiful.
tropical.
It's great. Now the last time I was in Hawaii was I think my junior year of high school.
Okay.
My junior year of high school, yeah, but. I mean, bro.
How did you end up going there? Your family was? No?
Yeah, just no. So my dad still my dad is always even after moving from Hawaii, he's always worked a job in which like he needs to be in Hawaii constantly because he has contracts with like different hospitality organizations in Hawaii and whatnot. So like he's constantly going back and forth. Even now,
yeah.
I think he's probably gonna go to Hawaii like next week or some shit.
Wow.
But I just went with him on one of his like work trips. And, had a little father-son time. Went to my old school and checked it out and all that. Like it's a bunch of just cool things.
Yeah. Wow, look at that train.
That train, I know it's so annoying. I hope it's not picking up because like I'd be.
I think it's fine. I think I've gotten used to it because sometimes I'm talking to my parents on the call, and then they notice the train, but I don't even notice it.
They all. My mom's like, "What's that?" I'm like, I don't even. Yeah. At this point, like exactly, I'd be forgetting.
Do they have trains in Seattle?
I'm sure, but I mean like.
This tea is really good, actually.
Yeah, thank you so much. Not my not like in my proximity. I'm sure like there are like train tracks, somewhere, but like not like like this to where like I can hear that shit at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean definitely.
Oh yeah, bro.
The Amtrak.
Yeah. Bro, but I'm actually thinking about what we talked about earlier when you were walking, because even I have like certain regrets, let's say.
Right.
Even now, because I'm thinking, man, like this summer, like I didn't use it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know, like I didn't do like what I should have done this summer. So it's kind of like, wow, look at all this time, what I did, and now I can't ever go back and kind of reuse the time well. And I see many like freshmen, sophomore, and I'm also like, wow, there's so much more left to do. But me, I have like limited time. My time is almost over.
Yeah.
So I think those things. Because for me, I realize like I have these thoughts when I'm not like doing as well like currently or like in this day, but like I know like in a week or something, or like in like tomorrow, if I start doing really like having good days, I think it's like a high and a low. If I'm having good days, like I won't have regret even on the past. Yeah. So like somehow the past won't change, but like how I'm feeling right now will change how I see it.
True.
Like what do you think?
That's a great point, bro. And I think being a senior, like, even when I was in high school, I felt that, leaving high school and starting a new chapter in my life, I think it's also just the unknown that kind of makes us regret things, right? Because I think if you had a job or if you had a school, lined up for you, like, already, right? It'd be like, you would, like, regret less because you would have felt like I did what I needed to.
Bro, I never thought of that, actually, but it's so true.
And I think it's just, like, it's not, like, knowing. It just kind of adds. I mean, maybe you still would have, but just not to that magnitude.
No, I think that's very true.
And I think so for me, like, bro, like, I guess I know, I guess like the trajectory of what I'm trying to do post college. Really? But like, but like I'm still regretful, obviously, for multiple reasons. Like I said, like my choice to come to this school, is something that like I'm forever gonna like like attest like mentally. It's like like bro, I don't know. It's just like a very obscure decision, but like, and it's dictated like like the past 4 years of my life. Yeah. So it's like it carries like a lot of gravity. It's like like, did I make the right choice there in high school? Whereas like I feel like your regrets are kind of like here. Like, did I make the right choices? So, yeah. So for me, it's like being 4 years away from that like thing that I regret. Like I feel like I don't know. It's just I'm just trying to like explain why there's like the minor differences, I guess.
I actually realize that because. For you, it's like even wider, like coming to the school in the first place. But mine is just like what I didn't do in the school, or like a certain like term or something. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that makes sense. Exactly. Wow, I never thought of that. Yeah. But yeah, I think if we do have something lined up, there's less anxiety, probably. Anxiety, fear, because it's there, bro. Like.
Yeah, and I think for me, like it's not even anxiety or fear. It's really just sadness. It's like, damn, like I'm gonna miss this shit. It's like although like. What happened 4 years ago happened. I'm here. It's like I am gonna miss like like what I experienced, like what my college experience was ultimately. Like it's like I'm gonna miss like walking out of Troll. Like there's those little things, things, especially just like not living on campus and as a senior and going back on campus and just seeing like all the freshmen. It's like, bro, like I really had 3 years of that, and like 2 years of that because I moved off campus my junior year. But it's like I don't really like feel like I made a lot of like memories within that time. I don't think I like there's a lot of memories worth
bro, because now as seniors you realize like if you're in the dorm there's so many things to do.
No, exactly it's like, bro,
you see like random people all the time,
bro. You just kind of take that shit for
granted. Study down there on the hall, you can have poker nights so easily.
Facts.
And you could do so much shit like FIFA tournaments or something.
Yeah, and just the calf too. Like just like going to the calf, it's like, bro, like you just
like you can go with a big group, everyone after class.
And although like there's not like a lot of like I feel like memorable people that like I've met at this school, like it's very minimal, but like just being around people in general, it's just
Bro, it's different.
It's different.
I have
people that you don't know,
plan,
just like hell yeah.
I have a commuter plan, so it's like
that's smart too, bro. Because like cooking on your own as a college student sometimes gets very. Because I like to like cook good food, bro. Like if it's not good, I'm not gonna like get up and like actually cook it. So I think, like a commuter plan just like makes your life easier, bro.
Have you thought about getting one?
I have. I don't know. I think I might
But
have.
It is expensive. It comes out to like $9 a meal though.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, which is like, I've never really calculated how much like an individual meal costs because like obviously I buy my food and like ingredients, right? But like, I mean, I'm sure it evens out. Like even if it doesn't, I think the time it takes to just get up and like like not do school and cook.
Yeah.
Paying that additional $2-3 or whatever per meal would be like like worth it for me.
Yeah, I think for me it's that and like what you said about meeting people because I like to go there. I can still at least sit with like,
exactly.
Some people, some freshmen, some people who also have commuter plans.
Yeah, and outside of just talking to people like personally, it's also just you get that vibe of like being in college. It's just like that like. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just,
that social. Just I don't know. It's just like you just get that. It's like okay, like I've seen people. Like I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's like hard to articulate. I think
I think we can feel it though. Or like people who have like lived
experience exactly
on campus and then off campus.
Exactly, especially at a small school, bro. Because like I feel like we don't have a lot of like really like situations in which there's like a lot of K people in one place.
Yeah.
Like there's very minimal things like that.
Like
whereas
classes, bro, that's it.
Where like if you're at a big school and like it's freaking passing period, bro, like you see like thousands of people, you know what I'm saying? Like and I feel like at K like we
What do you mean passing period? Like
in between classes.
Okay,
like like when the bell rings.
Okay,
Right. So
it's
yeah,
you
know what I'm saying? So it's like
here, bro, like if your schedules don't match, you can't like
you barely see people, like
because I didn't see you for a while, like I think between like some of these weeks.
Yeah, like if you're not like coming out of the library, at like a certain like at like I don't know. It's just it's
so maybe I think it prepared me at least to be like on my own in the wild.
No, definitely, exactly.
Because you're like you really need to if you want to meet or like see someone. You can't hope
you got a big habit.
You really gotta be like, let's do this.
No, exactly. It's more like the real world too, because like like I hear like, obviously I have like a lot of friends, like that were upperclassmen in high school that like have gone on to graduate college now. Like they tell me how like hard it is to like make friends outside of college, and I'm like, oh shit, But it's like I think
that's probably true.
I think at K you're right. That definitely helps us because like they obviously all went to bigger schools. So I think at K that definitely like you're right like that. Definitely, if you want to see someone, like, you got to make that shit happen. Like, you can't just give it up to chance, because, like, if you do that, you're probably not going to see them until the next trimester. Like, so, like, you can't, so, I don't know.
So, that's why I really liked college, actually. Because for me, it's been a very good, because I was a different person. Of course, I think everyone was a different person, but I was, I think, less aware of myself. And so I think college.
Sorry, could you repeat that? Less what?
Less aware of myself, what I was feeling, what I was thinking. Like,
got you. Okay.
Like I'd be nervous, but I wouldn't like know I was nervous.
Got you. Fact.
So those things where you're like, maybe you're sad, but then you don't realize you're sad, but
type shit.
So all these things, and I think. So college, or at least the people around college, everything, even the college experience helped me.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm like very grateful to K, and I'm very thankful.
No, for sure. And that's a great outlook to have, at the end of the day. And I think, Yeah, for sure.
I think I like that.
Yeah, and there's always a positive way of looking at, our situations for sure, man.
Yeah. But sometimes I just don't. Yeah, but I also understand why, sometimes like it's going like bad. I'm like, why does this have to be like that?
Yeah. And honestly speaking, bro, like, when you just compare it, the situation that you're in to people that look like you, which I feel like me and you can, you living in Nepal and me living in Ghana. It's like, like I said, that proximity to poverty definitely gives you a good comparison. It's like, like comparatively we're in a good spot, and I think, at some degree we should be, like grateful for that, and like, so it's like for me, like even when I'm, feeling down and feeling like, oh, like whatever, like I try to remember that, So.
Yeah. But I agree, bro. Especially like I think living by yourself is also challenging, because even though I live off campus, I still live with like other people. So I think even that helps. Like I could just be like cooking or cleaning, and someone will be there.
Exactly.
But then for you, you're definitely like,
yeah.
I think there's more like opportunities, but also challenges.
Exactly.
I think.
Exactly.
So.
No, for sure. And like I mean, like if I want to see people, I make it happen. You know, like
Yeah.
I just hit them up, they hit me up, and like we just do whatever. But like I also like I'm a person that values. You know what I'm saying, just like my space as well. So like, I feel like being alone has honestly has helped, man. Like I think my art has gone up in terms of just like my level to like express my creativity on my DAW is just like really just like
On your what?
on my on FL Studios has just really gone up, and also just like school, like my grades have gotten better, like believe it or not. So it's like I don't know. I think for me it just helps, just helps being able to, because like I see you and stuff in the library, and like I get all that social stuff out, and I come home and it's just like me, and I can do whatever. It's like I don't have to worry about like, oh, like is this too loud, like because I make music and that's loud, and I don't want to disturb anybody and stuff. So
Yeah, for me I think it's different. I think I still need to learn some of that. Where I think I still need like some accountability, or like to like see some people like. So maybe it's something I need to learn.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, I think everything, a lot of behavior is learned, and I think, like, bro, it's definitely something I have to learn as well to make it productive and to make it work for me. Because in the beginning, like, sure, it definitely, could be a little hard, but then once you realize what you have to do to thrive, it's like, it's on you. Like, the earnest is on you. It's like once I realized that I gotta reach out to people in order to see them, I've gotten better at that, which I feel like has helped me, in terms of like, my ability to like navigate, socially post college. Like I think, because I'm probably gonna live alone. That's like ideal for me. Like post college, like I don't want to have roommates, right? So it's like I'm gonna have to be able to navigate the social terrain, individually, right? So it's like
Yeah, for me too, because I'll of course like eventually live by myself. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I realized for me I have like these like. Wait, before that could be. Maybe make the mic just.
Of course, I apologize, bro.
No, it's completely fine, but nothing.
I need to look at the blue light more.
No, it's fine. It's my bad. Something when we start off, it's not as high level production, so it's fine.
No worries, bro. You live?
Yeah, definitely. Because at least I like the fact that I'm doing this mostly like for myself to make some like good memories, or to record, our talks.
Bro, and that's great, man. And I was thinking about doing something similar, when I go to Ghana and talk to my grandpa, because I'm like, bro, like, fuck, like writing a book. Like we could just I could document, someone's voice, and just remember, like not even like if it doesn't end up anywhere, like it could be my form of like journaling or like like my life, it's like collecting memories.
Yeah, our parents used to leave us like these photo books, but I feel like we can do that, but with like newer technology.
Exactly.
So I think that this is my version of that, and I feel anyone can do it, bro. And I feel definitely like your grandfather, that'd be badass. Like I'm sure he'd have cool stories.
Definitely.
So, and then imagine like when maybe your grandkids read like.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I'd be like,
no, you're right. That's what I'm saying, man. I think that's beautiful because like if I had the opportunity to like listen or see what my great grandfather was saying, or him talking to anyone for that matter, like I'd be interested in like looking at it at some point in my life. I'd be like, yo, like I want to see who I want to get a glimpse of who this ancient ancestor was.
Because like for you it'd be your grandfather, but for them they'd be like so much
separation. Yeah, type shit. It'd be like, yo, like I don't even know, like
ancestors. I like that.
Facts, so it's like.
So I think that's it. Like I like the idea of like moving from like a consumer like to like a producer. Like someone who like makes the content rather than.
Yes.
Like of course, like we should. Like,
now we're talking economics.
No, I guess
real.
it's a bit of economics, but that's one of the reasons I started this too. Because I used to look up things online, and in my head I'd be like, oh, it seems quite easy,
Yeah, right, exactly.
You just get in there, you talk to a person, but like the things that go behind it.
Exactly.
Like how do you set it up? How do you find the time?
Yeah. Or like Jamie. Yeah. Jamie, look that up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't do that. It's like.
It's like how does he get to a point where he has a person who's right there?
Exactly. No, I mean. And props to Joe Rogan too, like dog. Like,
yeah, like the JP looked that up, yeah.
No, like dog, like he, to my knowledge, only has like one person working for him. Like it's just Jamie. But, like there's like other podcasts with like like just like bro like an office of just people working on the podcast type shit.
Yeah.
So I mean it's like I don't know. I think it goes to show like, and Joe Rogan's podcast is the biggest podcast on the planet. So it goes to show how the variation in production can only do so much. I think ultimately what matters is the content of the work. So it's like even if you know, you don't have the best shit right now. It's like, you know, fuck that. Like that's not like an excuse for real. You know, so it's like not that you're giving one, but just, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Cause I think for Joe Rogan, it's just like the person he is, cause he does so many things, and I think I respect that, cause like he can talk to like a scientist or like a
exactly.
hunter or like a sports guy or like a like whatever field, like researcher.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think all that is also just like cumulative. Is all that like has boiled down to like him just being able to just like get like a solid understanding of, I think, like all the fields, because like, bro, he's on like episode like what 600 or 1,000, like, bro, he's, you know what I'm saying, so like he's just interviewed like people with so much fucking information.
Yeah.
And like that definitely obviously rubs off after a while, like you know. Yeah, man. Yeah. My tea's getting less warm, bro. It saddens me, bro.
Mine too. It's one of the cons of doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like having it, like if it's initially good temperature to drink, by the end it'll be like cold.
Yeah. I mean, that usually happens to me every time I sip tea, because I'm never good at like going back to the tea. I always take like a big gulp and I'm like satisfied for too long, and then when I go back it's like fucking warm now. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. But this is probably like the latest I've drank tea.
Really?
In a while.
Interesting word.
Because I drink only in the morning. Like after 4 I try not to drink.
Wise. For me, caffeine has never really like hit me. Maybe like it's never hit me, like, especially, I don't want to say just tea, because like I think caffeine in general has never really affected me in the way that like I think it does a lot of people. Because like I could drink coffee at night and still sleep, and like, bro, like when I was like 14 no, like when I was like 12, like I could drink coffee at night and still be able to sleep. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was energy drinks I started drinking too early, but like, bro, like I don't know, it just doesn't really hit me that much. I feel like tea especially too, because the caffeine level is not that much, right? It's more
tea's
variable.
even weaker, I think, than coffee.
Yeah, but I do see what you're thinking, and I did say notice, so I'm sure like maybe some of I just not notice, because like I'm up late at night all the time, so maybe that has an effect on that. I don't know, but like
Yeah. I think different people definitely will.
For sure.
But is this mic? Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah, I'm gonna get tenders after this, I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's wise, bro.
Do you go there?
Dude, not enough, bro. Not enough, bro. Yeah, I don't go there enough.
Bro, yeah, we should go one of these days then, bro, cause but you'll be leaving soon.
No, exactly, I'm leaving soon. Bro, I don't know, I don't like love food in Kalamazoo. Like, I'm not like in love with the culinary scene here, bro. Like, no, like I'd rather just cook. Like,
really?
I'm a decent enough cook. Like, like most of the, if I want to eat something, like I could most likely make it, and like I feel like I'm more confident in like the ingredients and the time put into the dish when I make it versus someone else. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's true. For me, it's like 10 days is like $3.
No, I didn't even know it was $3. Like I knew it was cheap. I but like I didn't know how.
Bro, it's like $3, big basket, some fries.
For $3?
Yep. Today only on
That's
Tuesdays
wild, bro. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's definitely a good deal. That's definitely a good deal. You know what I'm saying?
So normally I get like 2 of them for $6, super full.
Right.
And I think it's good.
No, that's wise.
Cause even if I could cook it, it'd probably take me long. So.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I just mean like also like for me, like I'd have to walk there, and that's like another. It's like, bro, I'd rather fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, there's just so much. There's so many barriers. I'm just like, bro, I'd rather just cook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I respect that, bro. But
facts. Facts. But no, like you are right though. I mean, like if I knew it was $3, I probably would have visited a couple of times. But like I like in all honesty, I had no idea it was $3.
Yeah.
But that's a phenomenal deal. Like that's worth walking there in some cases. Like
Bro, yeah. Sometimes there's a line there, man. You'd be shocked.
I would not be shocked. $3 for tendies and fries, but that's wild. Like
But yeah, I guess.
Like that's wild.
It's because in Nepal we don't see lines in restaurants. For us, it's just
gotcha.
weird. It's like,
really?
Why is there a line? It's like either you're in there or you're not there.
Type shit.
Or like most of them, they make sure they have the space.
Yeah.
Because we don't have.
If it's like a very like poppin' restaurant, they have more space and like gotcha.
Or like they'll open up some place but here I feel we see lines more. Like I go to like some breakfast place and there's a line. I'm like, what?
No, you're right.
So, I think it's different here.
Definitely.
Yeah, but bro, then you cook like all your meals all the time.
Yeah, no, I cook all my meals. Unfortunately, I mean, like, bro, like a lot of times too, like I would like to not cook all my meals. Like I'd like to like be able to just go somewhere and eat, but like there's not a lot of places that or affordable. That makes sense, like, you know, money wise. You know, to eat like on the regular. So like I just end up cooking all my meals.
Yeah, I guess that's true. For me, just I think calf. I get rice kitchen.
That's bro. Like calf is goated. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I might like get a commuter plan, like the cheapest. You know what I'm saying? Cause like bro, like it's not bad at all. Like
bro, you get that one and like you just like eat once and like go to the buffet and once you finish you grab like a few like fruits. Yeah, it's a great deal like, with the fruits especially. Because I grab like 3-4 apples. And that's like my. Sometimes it's like my morning breakfast for a while.
No, exactly, bro. Like that's smart, man. That's smart. That's like, you know, bang for your buck for sure. Yeah. But it's like, and I am trying to bulk as well, and that's kind of hard.
Me too. I'm also trying to bulk. Exactly. That's why I'm like.
So it's like I think the cookies. Dude, you got to, man, because like if you're buying that shit, like, that's just though. Yeah. It's excess money, man.
Bro, I was actually talking to some people, and they were in the MMA club or something. And I think they were talking about you. They said you were a really good fighter.
Yeah, type shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, how did you get into it, or like, what's the story behind that?
I think like growing up, like I've always kind of been like, you know, like in close proximity to like martial arts. Like when I lived in Ghana, I did Taekwondo for a little bit. When I was like in Seattle, like I did like karate for a little bit, and those were like in small doses, you know. But like I think that like those experiences at such a foundational level just like made me curious, I guess, about, you know, martial arts. And I think when I had the opportunity to like you know, as an adult, like I took it. So like, you know, when I go
you took it as in like you took classes?
Yeah, like recently. So like ASIO, this like you
I know.
Yeah. So like I trained at ASIO for a little bit when I was in Kenya. I trained at.
What'd you do, Muay Thai?
Well, it's not both. I did Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
And like that was like the only Jiu-Jitsu like experience I've had. But I think like I did it for like a trimester or something like that. But like even that, like that was like enough. Because I think honestly speaking, like I hate to like be that guy, but like I think genetics plays a huge role in terms of like your ability to like execute certain things. And I've always been like a very athletic person. Like, you know, so like I think that's translated into fighting like very well. I guess like I don't know, just very agile. You know, so it's like, no, for real. So it's like, there's not many things I can't do, to be quite honest. So it's like,
let's go.
I mean, no, like, yeah, just being like honestly, you know, like, so it's like, I don't know. So, yeah, but it's fun, man. It's fun. It's fun. It's humbling. It's been humbling several times. Like when I was in Kenya, like this one of the coaches was like an amateur Muay Thai fighter who had like fought in Thailand, and like on my first day, or I think it was my second day, like. We're like sparring, man, and like we did like keep like, mind you, like he didn't have like leg pads on. I think I might have, or whatever, and I think I might have. And yeah, he was just throwing haymakers, bro. And, like he caught me with like a kick to the chin, and like I remember being like dazed, like for like I wasn't like visibly like dazed, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, you know, like on my feet, you know.
Wow.
At my center of gravity, but I just felt wobbled, and that was like the hardest I think I've been hit, and I was just like, damn, like. That's real, you know. It's just like bro, it's like this is what I'm, you know, because I be kicking people in the face, but it's like, you know, like to get kicked in the face is like, wow, like it's like, all right, bet, like, you know, that actually is like, you know, so it's humbling at times, but it's fun.
Yeah, cause I did a bit of Muay Thai with ASIO too.
Hell yeah.
So I think it's fun for me, at least, doing the like different kicks, getting the practice. Yeah. Even like sparring, I didn't mind, because I think with the leg and the chest, I like it. But like when I get in the face, that's when like I think it's an acquired thing. Where
definitely an acquired thing.
Or like maybe even like pro fighters don't like it, but
exactly. And I think also to be quite fair, that was the first time I'd been kicked in the face without a mouth guard. And this was in Kenya, like we're sparring without like, you know, mouth guards. But I mean obviously, like, you know about the MMA club we've been doing, you know, since like my sophomore year, bro, college, like, bro, and it's great. You know, like we used to get together, I think, like every like Wednesday, Friday, maybe every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I forget, but like we just spar, like, you know, like for like 2 hours, like, you know, just like rotate, and it was just like, I think that experience as well, just sparring, because like we'd rarely like train together, like we'd rarely like practice kicks. I think that live experience, just like sparring, you know, for just like it's every week, I think translates for sure.
Yeah, bro.
It just makes you more comfortable, you know, because it's like we were hitting, like, bro, like sometimes like we leave bleeding, and like that was fine, you know, like we'd still dab each other up, which I think was good. It was like a healthy group of people that, like, you know, like there was no bad blood. It was like, you know, so I think that was good, and that definitely.
Yeah, I used to do it, but for me, I think I used to spar with a few friends too. But once I got hit in the liver, and oof, that was bad.
I've never gotten hit in the liver. I think I might have, but like I've never gotten hit in the liver to where like
to
how you're supposed to feel, but like so I can't imagine it. Like I don't, but I want to feel it because I definitely want to feel it. Like if I ever like had a fight for real, like like I'd want to know what a liver shot feels like to be prepared, because it's like I don't want that to just like
because like maybe like I've not been in the chin, so I couldn't like relate to the buzz, but like to the nose where you start crying.
It was a buzz.
It's like a boom or something, But I've been in the nose where it's like you start crying and you're like,
exactly.
And then one was the liver, bro, because like I immediately sat down, because normally it's not like in the abs, it's like not even the same thing, It's like abs.
I've never felt that. Like what is it?
Abs or even the guts, like when you get in the guts, like it's like
of course it hurts. But it was like you can understand
that one is like it's like almost like
crippling, like your body just like
there's like a shiver that goes through the body and you're like
But is it like a bad shiver or just like a shiver that usually?
No, it's like there's a pain and shiver, so like all of them go together. So I was like,
fuck, bro.
So you sit down for like a minute or 2 minutes, because that's what I don't know if you watched the fight with Stipe and.
I did, yeah. No, but that wasn't the liver. That was on the other side. That was his right side,
really?
I believe. So that was apparently a rib, but.
Oh dang!
But I think bro, that
the kick must have been bad, because I thought that was the liver, but.
That's what I thought too, and then John Jones in the post-fight interview was like, nah, that was on his opposite side. He thinks it was a rib or some shit, but I mean, like, bro,
but
spinning
that
back kick is
bad.
crazy.
But if he was in the liver, bro, he'd be even more gone.
Fuck yeah, that's what I hear, bro. Like
I feel that you can't I feel you can't train your body, because maybe your neck you can train a bit, so
exactly like Mike Tyson, right? Yeah.
But the liver, at least, is that really?
Yeah, no, I definitely can train that. You could at least like maybe you could try to strengthen your abdomen, get.
Yeah, because I know people used to say that, and I didn't believe it, but once somehow it just landed there, and I was like, what the
fuck, man, yeah.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Yeah,
that's why, I think different things, but I probably would do jiu-jitsu, but I think it takes so much. You really need to be committed, bro. Like you gotta.
No, I mean, bro, I love jiu-jitsu, bro. Like jiu-jitsu is great. Like I've only done that, like I said, for one, tribe session, which is like 10 weeks. But I mean, like, it's just so cool, man. Because it's like, I feel like the ground, as like someone who's always done striking, like I feel like the ground has always been like, what I'm saying, like a.
Yeah, it's like wild card,
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly what happens then, right? But like, jiu-jitsu, like I feel like. And, like, I don't know that much, but, like, with the little that I do know, like, my confidence in terms of, like, on the ground is definitely up. Like, with someone who doesn't know jiu-jitsu, like, off, like, 10 weeks, 1, and 2, like, there's so much more to learn that, like, I've seen people do and execute, and I'm just like, holy shit. Like, if you could get that down type shit, it's like, yo, like, like, I don't know. So.
Yeah, bro, because, like, once there was, like, this brown belt who, like, rolled with us.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like not even close. It's like playing chess with a chess master.
Type shit.
Like,
exactly.
not even close.
Exactly. Because they're on a, like, dog.
Because he was maybe same size as me, so like not even that, and he was like an older guy, like older.
Yeah.
So not like in the prime. I think maybe like 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
When he grabs you, it's like there's a weight, there's a strength that
bro,
I don't know where it comes from, but
it's just years of just doing that shit. Like I think, and if you were a brown belt, like I guarantee you could probably, impose your will on someone else, bro.
Yeah.
It's like jiu-jitsu. Like no matter how big, small you are, tall, short, fat, skinny, bro. Like you could. If you're going against someone that doesn't know jiu-jitsu, like bro, you're just at a significant advantage, no matter the weight / height difference, man. Like
that crazy. And I think I'm also more averse to, like, I wouldn't want to, like, I think the pain of striking is like I would not.
Even kicking someone hurts. Kicking someone, like, hurts, I'm saying, like a leg kick that hurts you too. Like
right?
I mean, bro, if you're unless you do it right,
pads,
exactly. Unless you do it like. Like a little quad kick, but like, bro.
That's why I think jiu-jitsu, because you can, like, actually, you don't get hit, you don't, like, no damage.
And plus, like, if you just want to subdue someone, like, you don't want to actually, like, hurt them, like, maybe it's like like someone having, like, a mental episode, like I'm not trying to knock you out, but, like, I could, like, let you, what I'm saying, let you take a little nap.
Yeah, bro.
So it's like, I don't know.
I think, that's what jiu-jitsu, I think I'll hopefully learn it in the future. Yeah, no, but now, just not it's difficult to get there, probably even time.
Yeah. Exactly. ASIO is a huge commute for me as well. I mean, like, I did that back when, like, I lived with people and, like, get, like, a ride and stuff.
Bro, I was doing it too. I was doing it, I think, my freshman year.
Hell yeah, I went sophomore year. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, but...
Yeah. It's a great place, though, right? Like,
it's a good place. They're really experienced there.
Yeah, no, they have a good amount of people on, all sides, I feel like,
Yeah, because I know they have, like, a brown belt, a black belt, I think.
Yeah.
And they have, like, really good Muay Thai. And they actually, like, have fights.
Did you do Gi or no gi?
Gi.
Okay, I did no gi. Word, okay.
Yeah, but I probably should have done no gi, but I think something with the timing.
There's nothing wrong with gi at all. I mean, like, you know, that's.
But I feel
like,
in the higher levels there is, you know, because not everyone's gonna be wearing like that.
No, I mean for sure, but I mean like still though, like there's still like I'm sure there's some missions and like techniques that you learn in gi that like don't require you to like actually I think outside of like getting you down, because I think in gi like how you get people, like I don't know how you like you kind of grip right under gi and do different things or whatever, like things like that.
For the end, I think let me switch topics completely, because I know we were talking about something and I remember that. Geopolitics.
Exactly. Word.
Why do you think? It's a big question.
Word, okay.
But I mean, we're just talking. So, why do you think countries go to war against each other?
I think ultimately, man, like humans instinctually do what's best for them, right? And I think when like you take a group of humans, they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna have their interests at heart, and I think that's ultimately why people go to war. I think there's limited resources, and people unfortunately feel a need to have those resources over other people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like they just have their interests at heart, and I think that's what it boils down to, is people just is a lack of resources and humans being humans. So yeah.
Like what about like right now then?
Yeah.
Like, why do you think that's why Russia is going to war in Ukraine? Let's say.
I think the Russia. I mean, like, I'll preface this by saying, man, like, I don't know enough, and like I feel like we live in a world where like media, like, we don't, when we think about like propaganda and things like that, like, we don't think that exists in the 21st century. And like I think like it's even more rampant now than it was back in the day.
Probably.
So I think, bro, in terms of like news, like if you look at how just like centralized like most of these like news agencies are, like they're all owned by like one, conglomerate. And like I think transparent media isn't like as democratized as it should be. Like, you have to go out of your way to like learn, what's going on in like a bipartisan way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or so it's just, I don't know, man. It's just very complicated, and I think I don't know enough, but I'd say Russia is going to war with Ukraine because of NATO, is what I think that boils down to. I think I think America and Western Europe is ultimately like the main perpetrators of this war, and I think they know how they can end it, and I think they don't want to.
Yeah.
I think it's as simple. I think if NATO wasn't a thing, like, I don't think this war would happen.
Yeah.
I think it's Ukraine's interest in joining this organization, right, that like makes Russia feel the need to intervene, because I mean it definitely threatens Russia. Like, we can't pretend like like NATO's encroachment on Russia's border doesn't mean anything. So that like like America wouldn't like America didn't like it when fucking when the Soviets put nuclear warheads in Cuba. The whole fucking thing. It's like, we can't sit here and pretend like us trying to like shove NATO down Ukraine's throat isn't gonna be an issue for Putin. So I don't know.
Me too, bro. Because for a long time, I think the Western media is very strong, bro. Because it's like
very strong.
They're like, America is like are the good guys, and like all other people, like it used to be like USSR, but now like it's like kind of shifted to like now it's like Russia and China.
Exactly, and but like I'm sorry to cut in, but think about how concerning it is for like people like arbiters of like the truth, like when they come out and they come out with opinions that oppose Western media. It's like, actually, America's not the good guy. Actually, here's what we did in Iraq. When like people like Julian Assange come out, like these whistleblowers, they get put in prison. They get like their lives get put at risk by the CIA. Like, there's money that goes into like silencing and sometimes killing these people, and you're like, holy shit, like how concerning is that? Like, like, right? It's like, bro, like, yeah. So America's not the good guy, and I think slowly but surely, like, people are starting to realize that, and I think that's why, like, like, news, like the news business is becoming less and less profitable, But yeah, sorry to cut in though.
No, not at all.
I just wanted to make sure I said that.
Yeah, I think that's true, because I think but I hope at least like less people trust, you know, like the wider, like I think established media.
Yeah, I think there's less trust in even the government right now. There's less trust because of like, you know, the role in like perpetuating this like propaganda, right? It's like, like America, it's like, why do you guys want people to think you're so good all the time, right? Like, and why do you, and when anything that comes out that says otherwise, like, why do you, you know, silence that, right? It's kind of like, if this, you know, like country is based upon free speech, it's like, why are we silencing that? It's like, that's interesting. You know, it's like things that I feel like people should question, but like they really do. I feel like a lot of people, including myself sometimes, are shallow-minded, you know, and I think that's, you know, that's not really by choice, because like there's so many distractions nowadays that like, you know, it's like, does that really matter? Like, should I really care about this? Like, bro, like, you know, like, you know, we're citizens in this country. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, earnest is on us. Like, if we don't act, like, who's gonna, like, you know, but.
Yeah, because I went through a whole thing, man, because it's like, I used to really care about like certain things, like let's say politics, like back home or here, but then I was like, what? Like that's too much energy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, something that seems super hard to solve. It's like, man, because like you just learned about all these issues, and there's you don't learn about any of the solutions. It's like fuck, and there's no like, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, like what, like. Yeah,
so I think we have different people in society. So hopefully there's some other people, like, you know, like they're being activists, which like.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, bro, I feel about that, but I'm more like, I'm trying to focus more on myself, at least these days.
Exactly.
Because man, like politics.
That's that like individualism though. Like I feel like whenever like I think about, because that happens to me too. I get super interested in something, I get learned, and then I'm just like, fuck, you know, like what can I really do? And then that kind of like makes me not engage with that thing as much as I should. But it's like, bro, like even knowing something, I think there's power in just like knowledge. You know, I know that sounds like cliche, but it's like so true, because like your ability to like, because like. I wouldn't be as interested in geopolitics if it wasn't for my brother, and like it wasn't my brother necessarily like spewing geopolitics at me that made me interested. It was the fact that like his knowledge on geopolitics like reflected in the way that like he carried himself and the way that like he answered some of the questions that I asked him. So it made me like it made me like, yo, like curious about actually like, you know, wanting to learn this new facet of like understanding the world, because ultimately that's what geopolitics is. I think when you learn certain things, you look at the world around you differently. It's like fuck, like, you know, like you know, it's like.
I think it's really true. What I got from that was almost like say, the way you approach one thing kind of also shows how you approach like some other thing, right?
For sure, yeah.
So it's kind of like if we approach, you know, geopolitics or like thing as like good versus like heroes, superheroes versus like super villains.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably like even among people, like when we see someone else, we'll be like, someone's like either they're like a great villain or a hero, but you won't like see the like, gray area, you know.
Exactly.
So because I think countries have gray areas, so like people probably do too.
No,
so I think that's true. I think your brother is really.
He's a smart guy, man. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
You said it affects like how he carries himself.
Yeah, just in the sense of like I said, like how he answers like certain questions, like how because I truly believe that like a solid understanding of geopolitics gives you like a solid, you know, like lens to view the world around you. And I think that like just I don't know, just like the way, because it's like, bro, like when you understand certain things and you're a principled person, that's like your understanding is going to reflect in the way you like articulate yourself, you know, like in your society. It's like, because man, like I don't know, like if you're anti-capitalist or whatever, and like I don't know, you know what I'm saying, like I feel like those philosophies, which they are, right, or ideologies, those materialize, or those can you know like impact the way, you know, you operate. And I think with him it certainly does. Not to say he's anti-capitalist, but I'm just saying like his ideologies like proliferate like in the way he carries himself. It's like, you know, it's like I don't know, you know. So
yeah, I think that's really true, bro. But what about, because for me at least, the more I got into it, it's almost like leaving it to fate, kind of, or like feeling that there is less control that like I can. Like,
yeah, because like some people are like environmentalists, right? Yeah. And some people are like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna recycle, I'm gonna, you know, do this, and and some people are environmentalists, like, oh, I'm not gonna do shit, you know. But my brother is like, just to give a little like metaphor or whatever, right? Like he's an environmentalist who's like, I'm actually not gonna recycle because I know that most of my recycling doesn't actually get recycled because it's gonna get thrown away because like there's a little bit of like, you know, hot sauce on it or some shit. So he's like he's the type of dude that like knows he learns past just the surface level type shit about you know like these ideologies. So it's like he's just like so learned in a way that's like, bro, like you just know type shit. It's like I don't know, man. Cause like I said, man, like in the world we live in today, like it's so hard to access the truth, especially about things like geopolitics, and I think it takes you going out of your way to do that, and he does that, and it's like that's evident. It's like, you know what I'm saying, he'll say some shit, I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like my whole life I believe this, you know what I'm saying? Like I look it up, and then like, what do you know? Like he's right, you know. That's like, you know, and I'm just like, you know, so after years and years of just like, you know, being around him, I was like, yeah, like I think it's about time I learn about geopolitics. And I think in a lot of our 8-hour conversations, you know, like we talk about that, you know. So he helps me, he educates me, you know, and sometimes I him, you know, but you know.
I think that's really true, bro. It's a great point where I think geopolitics is like a good lens to like see things like why do people care about certain countries? Why do certain countries do things? Like it can tie into many things, you know, like immigration policy or like social policy or even like war, which is a big deal.
Exactly, especially being in, you know, an economics major, you know, that's taken a good chunk of my past 4 years. So I mean that has also given me a foundational aspect of geopolitics. I think a lot of geopolitics decisions ultimately boil down to lack of resources, which is, you know, governed by like economics and shit, right? So it's like that's what.
Yeah, bro, I learned this like idea like somewhat recently. Just I'll share it and like let me know because I think it kind of ties in. This idea of like, have you heard of mental models?
I don't think so. No.
So it's like it's something very similar to what you said, where like there's like a lens how you view the world, right? So for example, like TV is like a way. What's a good example? Like this glass is the way I view the world.
Exactly.
So the world is different, but through the glass I see it something different. But if I wear like night vision glasses, I'll still see the world, but it'll be different, right?
Exactly.
So I think it's like, mental models means like you collect different models of the world. So one is like, let's say geopolitics is a model.
Interesting.
So that means everything we see is from geopolitics. Like, how was this resource made? So it came from some country.
Yeah, Serbia was some Serbian oak tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, definitely. Like,
or like, why does US care about immigrants or something? You know, like to keep their population healthy, so they can something like that.
Definitely.
So that's one lens, but another lens could be like engineering. So I'd be like, why is the same wood? This is the same table, but I'd be like, why does it have like 4 things?
Yeah. Exactly.
Or something like that.
No, I see exactly what you mean.
The general idea is like you collect a lot of them, like so many of them that you like see deeper maybe.
Yeah, like you get that. No, definitely see deeper for sure. That's a great analogy. Like I like that. Mental model. Like, I have to do some digging into that. Is that some sort of like CS thing as well or no?
No, it's more like an investing thing.
Oh, got you.
So like I think like Warren Buffett and them like that apparently, because that's what I liked is like because he says if you see the world accurately, that's like a good way of investing. Because like it helps if you know geopolitics if you want to invest in a company, you know, you're like, what's up. But it also helps if you know like human psychology or economics.
Yeah. So
that's why I got into that. And what you said about your brother, like viewing it through like that different lenses, let's say.
Yeah.
I think brought that together. So I don't know what you think.
No, definitely. Definitely, man.
Yeah. Bro, but I think we're at the end of the conversation, bro.
Yes,
so I think we can end it here.
Let's wrap it, my guy. I appreciate you.
Yes,
you know, this was cool. Our first podcast, you know.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Maybe the first of many.
It's a great podcast, you know. Tune in. The Senchy podcast, right?
Yeah. No, I meant like you'll be invited in different...
I know exactly. Hey, who knows, man.
Yeah. That, and I think we'll end this with, we'll have your music playing.
Fire, let's do it. Let's do it.
Cool.